Hi guys, and welcome back to Miss Azrael's Gaming. So today we're going to get back into the Port Landsend incident. If you don't remember from the last time that I played this, it's been a little bit of a while since I've gotten back into it, but it's like a text searching game where you type in certain text and you get videos based off of it. And the last time we left off, we had just opened up Ruth, who looks to be like she's an older woman. She's talking with, it's not the same detectives, at least it doesn't look like it. So we'll go ahead and start with Ruth. Ruth's Force Band.
Evening.
Good evening.
How are you tonight?
Well, thank you.
As you know, we're talking to a couple of people here tonight connected with the incident on your street. Our officers are interviewing them in other rooms here. I'm Sergeant Wilcox, and this is Detective Turner.
How do you do?
Apologies for having to interview in the AV room. Our main room's occupied. Plus, it's the only room where we have power on consistently. Stuff got fried over the last couple of days of the storm. At least we can make sure all the recordings are working here. And we want to make sure you get everything.
Yeah. John likes coming in here so we can geek out over all the old AV equipment. So, just to confirm what you told us yesterday, let's start with your name.
Ah, yes, okay, you're requesting my name again. It's Ruth. Ruth Forsbrand. Good to see you, Detective.
Your address for the record?
I live at 218 First Avenue here in town. I've been here most of my life, interestingly. My grandfather actually came over on the ships from Norway. And like many settlers, he was a deckhand on a trawler. Passed through Anchorage, Seattle, and most of the western coast before homesteading here. You see, the government was still giving away parcels of land in those days. Very kind of them. It was really a different time. Similar, but different.
Okay, that was weird. It's gonna cut out there.
Could you just give us a quick rundown of what happened yesterday?
Now, you asked me what happened yesterday morning already. You see, I've done this a few times. I called and spoke with Kaylee at your offices here, like they told me to. No, I gave her all of the details. Not to mention your colleague at my house before that, whose name escapes me. He tread on my daffodils. I think you need to get your ducks in order down here. What sort of an office are you running here?
This is a police station. Now, would you mind just explaining it all to us one more time, for the record?
Oh, all right. Okay, now, it must have been about 8 a.m. No, 9 a.m. Thereabouts. When Ken and I went out for our usual walk. Oh, you don't know Ken. Ken's my dog. A Basset Hound. We like to go on the same route around the neighborhood every day. Sometimes he likes to go too much, and I have to tell him, no, Ken, it's not time to go yet, not yet. No, we just went. I've had many dogs, but he is so pushy. He doesn't understand that I don't like to walk so much.
Why don't we just focus on yesterday morning to start when you left your house, walked down the streets?
I was just getting to that, Detective. It's not polite to interrupt people. Michael. Yes, I know your name, Michael, which you so rudely omitted. You and that Lieutenant Colton. I've known your families ever since you were little. You see, I've lived here my whole life. I knew your parents. What would they say about your manners now?
Look, we've got a house full of murdered young people, and we need to give their families some answers as soon as possible. And we've got a window that's fast closing before the media and the sort of kooks descend on us like we did.
Ah, yes. We can't have that. Our little town's got a reputation to uphold.
Okay. How long would you say your walks last?
About 30 minutes.
You say you saw a man near the house, right?
You want to know what I saw yesterday? Okay. It was 9 a.m. or thereabouts, maybe a little before. Ken and I left the house. We went up to Seaview, over to 2nd Avenue, and down Still Point, and then back to First, like we do every day. Oh, Ken does keep me young. Always surprised by his energy. So, we came down First. It's only really a block or two back to ours. And we saw the house, 221, where the incident occurred. We saw the damage and the young man. And that was largely the extent of it. Now, what else can I help you with?
Okay, talk us through this a bit slower. So you're out walking your dog, south on First. Now, same side of the street on the sidewalk as the house?
Yes.
And what made you look at the house?
I don't know, really. Actually, no, I didn't look at the house.
You didn't look at the house.
No, it was Ken who looked first.
Your dog?
Correct.
Okay, so your dog looks. Any particular reason why? Was there a noise?
I don't know.
Okay, fine. So, what's going on at the house? What do you see?
I saw a very messy yard. And to be honest, a very messy house. Very unkempt, shameful. Now, when Mr. and Mrs. Morgan lived there originally, it was beautiful. No, not Craig and his daughter, but his parents. It was wonderfully kept. Fresh flowers, fresh paint, fresh...
Let's just stick to yesterday. So, you see anything else? A man, perhaps?
Oh, yes, the young man in the hat. Walking around to the side of the house, towards the back. Damage to the front door. Face in the window. Yes, I remember it well. I thought it was odd. I went home. A few minutes later, I called.
I'm sorry. You saw a face in the window, as well as Caleb. The man in the hat.
Is that his name?
At 9 a.m.
Thereabouts.
We have the victims listed by the coroner as all being in their locations for several hours, including Heatherly. So somebody else was walking around the house at 9 a.m. Any idea what they were doing?
I don't know, detective. All I can tell you is that I saw a face. At least, I think it was a face.
Well, actually, your call came in at 9:20. 9:22 a.m. Actually. Do your walks usually take 20 minutes? Because, wow, you're a fast walker.
I'm a very fast walker. Don't forget that I own a small store as well. I have to hurry to open it every morning at 10.
A face in the window. That sounds creepy. Let's try a face.
The face looked rather sad, pretty, possibly young. It was only for a second. I was far away though and didn't get a good look. Didn't want to stare and be rude.
Did they see you?
I think so. Actually, I'm not sure. They didn't move much.
And which window was this?
It was upstairs. Front bedroom, I think.
It was female, or a male?
Well, you can never tell for sure these days. Female, I think. Fair in their complexion. No. Perhaps a male.
All right. So, anything else about them that we should know? How about their hair color, their hair length? Were they wearing anything?
I didn't see. Don't think they were wearing anything in particular out of the ordinary. Long hair, yes. Not sure what color. What was odd was that they weren't moving, rather stagnant. Long gaze. Then, that boy in the purple wool hat and the black shirt, he walked around to the side. Now, he looked homeless, confused. When I looked back up to the window, that face was gone.
I think we'll have to ask you to work with our team and try to come up with a sketch of the face you saw in the window, if you don't mind. Do you think you can do that?
Yes, of course. I don't mind. I'm happy to assist. I'm not sure I'll be able to remember all of the details, but I'll do my best. They seem familiar.
Great. Thanks. We'll do that after our session here.
I was gonna say, I wonder if we get evidence of it. That looks like a girl. But I guess it could be a man, too. Kind of looks like Elena. We don't have a picture of the survivor. No, I don't think so. Not. Okay, let's listen to the last one. Am I on it? Yep.
Now, we have a couple of photos that we want to show you. They're all different men from the area. And would you be able to circle the photo of the man that you think you saw near the house? Okay. All right. Thanks. That's really helpful. Now, are you sure that this is the one? And you've never seen him before?
No, never.
Anything else that you can tell us? Have you noticed anything odd at the house before this?
No. It stands empty most of the time when Craig and his family aren't in town. They live in the city. The neighborhood's changed a lot over the years. People come and go, the renters, the vacationers, but the houses stay the same. The houses have an interesting history. The whole town and area does. It's a shame when out-of-towners don't respect our values.
Okay, Captain O'Shea, just a heads up that Ruth positively identifies Caleb on the suspect sheet at this point in her interview. Still talking to the IT nerds to sort out the bugs with the database for you. We'll send an update when I can. Need some idea I want to check out next. No problem. Here, take a look at the... Oh, I didn't mean to click that. I accidentally clicked that. Unlock the video that might help back. Okay, well, just have to deal with it. I didn't mean to click
Tell
that.
us more about the area. Maybe something we're not thinking about. The neighborhood, the house. Do you happen to see anyone else out when you walk?
No. The street is more or less empty of people now. Everyone's away. All but maybe 3 of the houses are empty. But yes, the houses have an interesting history. Well, it's not the houses' histories, per se. The houses in the area are quite average by today's standards and typical of other neighborhoods here. They're small houses, but do is just fine. The land is important, as you know. Why I talk about values. The neighborhood was built at the turn of the century. The last century. And before that it was farmlands. Settlers, homesteaders, like I mentioned, came from all across Europe. My grandmother and my father owned that tract of land from the top of the hill, where the neighborhood is now, all around Dangling Rock and right down to the bay past Ascension Point. About 150 years ago, we began selling off parcels there to farmers and others, and eventually then to develop neighborhoods. My house is the last of the original farmhouses, still standing strong. The Morgans and the Bergstroms all still have original houses right in our same street. And although their houses happened to be built a few years later on property my family sold off. My grandfather didn't have much land left by the time he sold the area their houses are now, but most of the land went to the Bergstrom family, who'd already become wealthy because of the timber trade on the peninsula. Such a different time. How families can rise and fall from grace. Bergstroms are all gone now, apart from their daughter, Madeline. Oh, and the Morgans had their daughter, Elena, and relatives across the country.
You seem quite proud of where you live.
I feel a certain connection to it. I've always done.
Every place needs a caretaker.
Oh, yes, I am the caretaker. All the way from Ascension Point on down.
What did that have? Oh, got us a map. Oh, can't really zoom in on it, it's blurry. So if I click on it, let's try man. Nope, nothing came up under that. Let me try face again. Can I click onto the other ones? Or do I have to... Let's see. No, it just comes up under her. I'm assuming if there was others, it'd come up under there too. Let's try Caleb with her. See if anything comes up. Here's one.
Did you ever have a young guy named Caleb come to your store? Or know anyone in town with that name?
No. I don't think so. I get a lot of people in my shop that were very busy.
He likely shares similar interests as yourself.
But we don't all know each other.
No. How about a guy named Colby?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No, should I?
Okay. Let's try house. Shouldn't be anything new over here. I did see one with her.
My house is just down the road and up the way from Main Street in my shop. Very convenient. You must know it.
This is the Circle Below.
Yes, that's my shop. Another thing I like about our little town. Everyone knows everyone. Some more than others. I saw the kids playing a game in the yard a few days ago when I was coming home, drinking what looked like inebriates. They were in red cups, so I couldn't tell exactly. Friendly, I said good day to them as I walked by. I wish they had used that energy that is in the yard would on the yard. Disgraceful state of that house.
Sorry, were these the victims you saw a few days ago?
Yes, Alana was
About how many days would you say that was?
about a week ago, last weekend.
Okay, it said kids. Just making sure we're on the same page here and establishing the timeline.
When you said that some people know other people in the neighborhood more than others, what do you mean by that?
I see a lot of people come and go, going about their busy lives, commingling. We're not that old-fashioned out here.
Well, anything we should know about? Anything that would worry us?
No, nothing to concern yourselves about.
Let's try store.
Yes, my store is located near the house with the teenagers. Young adults. They got intrigued by my humble store, just like anyone else who visits the town. They asked me to give them the manuscripts with ancient legends and myths of the area, saying they needed it for their schoolwork. Of course, I helped them. They're on the rack near the door. Mass-produced reprints I had printed specially. They look like the usual tourist types, after all.
Nothing for myth. She must have had a bookstore. Let's try. She doesn't even think more on Elena.
What was your relationship like with the Morgans?
I was close to the parents, Craig's parents, Alana's grandparents, before they passed on. I get along great with Craig and Alana and his current wife.
Current wife?
Claire?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, they're fine. They come and stay for a weekend or week here and there, and that's about it. It's their vacation home now. Their main residence is back in the city. But I'm not sure how often they'll come here in the future.
I couldn't imagine living in a place where something like that happened in my opinion.
Yes, that. And they had been fighting recently also.
Things weren't going well with them.
No, sadly not.
Anything you can help us with?
I'm not one to gossip. But that hussy down the block seemed to spend an awful amount of time there when Mrs. Morgan moved away.
So you think they were commingling?
Perhaps.
And this is who? Natalie Bergstrom, your neighbor.
Yes, we go way back. So, you do know.
Well, we hear things time to time.
You know, our families were good friends in the past. First one's on the land, but only she survived, and everyone in the neighborhood knows what she gets up to. Her husband died and left her considerably more well off, so she thinks she can do as she pleases. I tried to stay away from all the details, but I know how people like to gossip.
This is the town gossip.
Let's see if we can get someone to find Natalie Burke.
I wonder if this is the other
Might have some additional info.
witness. Got one from him with Natalie.
Natalie. Natalie sounds familiar, but no.
Interesting.
It's kind of funny, you have to kind of research over the words. Now with the new one. Okay. Let's try home, because we tried house, so no. It's so hard to think of things. Let's try dog. She has a
My
dog, so.
alibi? I'm not sure why you believe that. Actually, that's a different. Where was I last night? I'll tell you. I was at home, sleeping, alone, with Ken at my feet, our usual time, 9 p.m.
And slept the whole night through.
Yes,
Never left or got up for any reason.
correct.
And you never heard anything. Like windows shattering down the street.
No. And then we woke at our usual time, 6 a.m. And had some tea. Tended to the garden. No. It's nice to see you. Then I had a little read. Walked along with Ken and went to my sleep. And then 50 Shades.
Oh my gosh. Now it makes me want to search that one just see if she had more about it.
Tell us more about your dog.
Oh, Ken's lovely. A basset hound, like I told you. We've been together forever. He's getting on in years, still has that effervescent youth about him. I brought a photo if you'd like to see him.
How is that evidence? PLPD KT 07834 BLA 110112 712 PM Ken. Oh, he's so cute. Look at his face. Looks like he's smiling. I love dogs. Okay, let's see. See, search dog. Let's try Ken. Okay, nothing with that one. Thought of something while I was doing the dog one. Let's try window. Said something about the window. Okay, nothing on that one. I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark. Let's try magic. Ooh. Okay.
You know any witchcraft? That's an odd response. Not that you know of. We have some photos of you on file from your time in Minnesota when you were a teenager. In the 90s. Lots of dark clothes, not a lot of smiles. You had kind of a goth bad boy thing going on. That ended, right? Yes. Well, actually, it says under one of the hobbies your family listed out was magic. You know any magic tricks, Caleb?
No.
No. You remember that. Interesting. So if I had a hat right now, you can make a bunny hop out of it? No?
Look, I've done some stupid stuff in my past.
Past?
I've had phases where I was into certain stuff just like anyone else. Maybe I was into it in the past. Maybe I tried some stuff. Maybe it wasn't my thing. People change. Let them. Show me a person who's exactly the same as they were 5 years ago.
Maybe this, maybe that. That's why we're here. We're gonna find out how many of those maybes are maybe nots.
Okay, let's try witchcraft. Okay, got 2 new ones from the officer and that woman.
Dangling rock.
our town's claim to fame. I mean, to be fair, it's a beautiful part of the town near the waterfront. I think personally, one of the most beautiful natural landmarks on the West Coast, to be honest. It looks great from the water, and you can walk right up to it. Of course, there's all that crap about it being some special sacred place or whatever. It's a big rock. We catch people that are all hours. Most of the time, it's just couples or kids being dumb or weird, but every once in a while, it's some twacked out nut job thinking they're going to talk to whatever two-bit deity they worship. It attracts all sorts. Well, I don't really go there anymore when I'm not on duty. Just can't stand the scene. They put up some new gates and signs, but people don't care. They just don't respect anything.
Do you think the people who go up there really believe?
I definitely think they do. That's what scares me. People believing everything they read or hear. When you talk to some of them, the lights are obviously on, but nothing's on. You really should find out who spreads these ideas and stop them at the source. I remember one of the last time I saw my niece, God rest her soul. She drove up to mine in some van, said she was going to go to some hippie festival down in the national park. Was with some guys and friends. That's how it starts. I think it's where she fell in love with the same crowd, believing in who knows what. Who knows? Maybe some of it is true. Evil. Pure evil.
Bite your tongue. I hope you're not implying that I'm associated with such mischief. Witchcraft is for the young.
You do have a reputation amongst the kids in town.
Oh, I've heard them too, calling me all sorts of names. Incredibly disrespectful, the youth of today.
What sort of names do they call you?
I don't pay much attention, they're just kids. The worst is hearing it from older people, who should know better. This and that Biddy, Mrs. Death, everything you can think of, I've heard them all. Like I said, I don't pay them much attention.
You can imagine their thinking. With the store, and I thought your type didn't mind being called that.
Such broad strokes we're painted with.
Silly. So what, you're offended?
Give me some credit.
Alright. You're not a witch. Not offended.
Nothing new on that one.
I've heard the rumors. What with people thinking all sorts of nonsense occurs up there. Satanic rituals and other just nonsense. I suppose there's probably a bit of truth to it if you think about it. You and I have seen all sorts. All sorts doing their mischief up there. Arriving there in their caravans with their sigils of Baphomet patches and mall-bought trinkets. Reciting a bunch of things they read on the internet. I'd like to know what percentage are really successful at that. You and I both know, not much. Lighting some candles, chanting some tired mumbo-jumbo. Quite disrespectful to the site.
Right, yes. And I think we can actually agree on something. But you may be contradicting yourself there accidentally. Each of those teenagers leaves a good amount of money in the store. You know, buying those bumper stickers, trinkets. Am I right?
I sell a window to another world, other worlds. How they choose to apply themselves with the knowledge they acquire is up to them.
We have something we need to call on your expertise for. It's this.
I'm no mind reader. Help me out.
You're not. Oh, I figured it would.
Perhaps I used the wrong choice of words. I've not developed the ability to see through physical objects and layers. Would you mind telling me what I meant to be sharing my expertise on?
It's a tooth.
That is a tool.
A big one.
Right. Well, what's it doing here?
We found a crime scene. The victim's house.
Hmm.
It was in the wall.
What?
Yes.
Well, what was it doing there?
We thought you might.
Oh, I see. Because of my shop. Your kind never liked my shop, did you, Michael? Well, if you must know what you're looking at is likely related to folk magic. From the subtropics. I assume talismanic in nature. But for what kind of spell, it's hard to guess. You could enchant or bind an incantation to something. It could be a number of things.
So it was personal. Someone at the house wanted to target someone.
Quite possibly. If it were used offensively, belonging to one of the deceased, well, it doesn't get much more personal than August sounds head.
Well, all of the deceased victims had intact teeth, or enough of them that we found that big. Could it be offensive if it wasn't from a victim?
Sure. Like an attraction spell.
A love charm.
A tooth combined with an object of the person.
Interesting.
Are you able to somehow tell who the tooth belongs to?
Oh, you mean believe in my ability. Nice, thank you, Michael. But you shouldn't have. I'm not able to track down a missing tooth in the spirit world like some ghostly private eye DDS. No. Unless you know of someone missing a molar, I'd say we won't know whose it is. What I would assume, given the circumstances, is that it's not important whose tooth it is, but more what they wanted to do with it. The hair is much more easy to use for those types of spells needing a piece of someone.
Give us some examples. What do people you know get up to with human teeth in combination with something like hair?
Well, like I said, it could be used for a variety of things. The wall was under the room.
Yes. Is that important?
It helps.
Are these good or evil spells?
Can be both. For example, you could use it to attract someone, or on the other hand, to push them away. But such black and white lines, good and evil, don't exist in my community. Teeth are more often used as protective charms, defensive in nature. But it's hard to say anything definite, although likely a powerful spell.
So we got quite a few things on that. Let's try ritual. Okay. Tooth. Okay, nothing. Let's try teeth. Nope. Let's see, wall. Okay, nothing on that. Let's try spell. Nope. How about charms? Let's just try charm. Her story felt a lot easier to search for things. Trying to think of something. Nope, helps if I click on that, huh? Protection. Okay, let's get a hint, because I'm not sure. Doing pretty good. Another video is ready for you on the database screen. Oh, it's one from him.
Ah, the Main Street rats. Emboldening the town's image. Find a pile of trash, they're not far off. Picking through most of the town. What about them? They're nothing but trouble, honestly. And people tolerate them. Enablers. They get them. I sometimes drive by 4th near the theater lot where they congregate and wonder, is this the end? Are we in the end times? Ever since the mid-'80s, we elected that liberal parasite of a mayor who wanted Landsend to become a young town with Indian-style culture instead of staying true to our roots. You know, good people with good values who live here. They're the ones that deserve better. Instead, we have this half college culture, half homeless culture, more likely. It's always been a powder cake, though. There's a culture war going on. Sorry, I'm ranting.
No, continue.
Okay, what did that have to do with anything? Some kind of evidence. picture of the main center of town, I guess. I don't really know what this has to do with anything. Let's say Goths Are Us. I don't know. Let's just try goth. Nothing. Okay, said rats. No. Let's try homeless. Nothing. Why is this so hard sometimes? I'm trying to think of keywords that might get somewhere. Oh yeah, that was right. Thought I put too many E's in there. Nope. Did I already try window? I think I already did. I spell shattered right? I probably didn't. I did magic, right? Witch magic. Evil. Try not to use a lot of hints, but it's getting... Try flower. She mentioned something about flower beds, no? Or her garden. No. Let's try 221, because that's not a 1. Oh, weird. Let's just try. Their street address. Let's try magic a different way. Nope. See, this is, those last couple things that I got, I don't know how those were supposed to be hints. Let's get another one. One more on the database screen because I'm not...
What? It's my lighter.
Lighter.
Lighters get passed around all the time. I don't know where I got it.
Looks pretty fancy for you.
Guess I'm fancier than you.
Guys, look. We'll figure out if any of the victims of the house are missing a light.
Lighter. Okay. Let's see. Did home, house. Did home, right? No, nothing on that one. Let's try Ruth's name. There's one.
Ruth? No, I don't know any Ruths. I don't really know any older ladies.
How do you know she's older?
Just guessed with the name.
Right. And you've never been to her store over on Main? She runs the Circus Globe.
Oh, that store. The spiritual one. Yeah, it might have been enough.
Might have.
I was, okay? A while ago. Not too many shops in town. Checked it out.
So you met the owner.
I guess, yeah. Is that her? I don't know her name, though.
You remember what you guys talked about?
No. It was a while ago.
So many deities we have on our little planet here. It can feel quite crowded and confusing. Which one is the real one? That question would be a death sentence in some parts of the world. Why is it a competition anyway? Especially when we all know who the real ones are. Anyway, Michael. At least that's the line that Orst draws.
Isn't it a replace circle? Helps if I can spell. deities. Nope. Why not? Nope. Nope. I didn't hit the right letter. No, nothing with that either. I'm running out of things to think of, to be honest. Like, just coming up with names. Nope. Okay, let's get another clue. I cannot think of any words.
We've got such silly names for places out here, don't we? Do you know they call us the City of Dreams? Funny. I have such trouble falling asleep. What with the gulls and other creatures constantly keeping me up. Good thing I have Ken to keep me safe. Ascension Point is what the Catholics, the Spanish, called Point Hudson before. And before that, Sanya Mas for the natives. It means, I see. I've always felt a special connection to Dangling Rock. It's quite a spiritual place. I found. Now the tourists have ruined it, kind of like the kids, but you can still find moments of serenity occasionally. But overall, our town is quite nice and pleasant. Don't get me wrong.
See, there, I don't know. Okay. Oh, there we go. Got some from Dangling Rock.
I've actually heard of it. Place in town people go to party, right?
It's a state park on the site of an historic former naval base and features one of our state's most dazzling natural landmarks on the whole Pacific coast. But sure, it's the place people party at.
I went there once, a long time ago. It was from before. Before? Yeah, I think I remember something else. This isn't my first time in town. I was here about 15 years ago, after I left home. I came here to check things out then. I think I went there one night.
Came to check out the scenery, did you?
I think so. I don't know why. Probably just wanted to come to the West Coast. Live out here for a while.
Did you meet anyone? Remember where you lived? Okay. Talk us through the memory. How do you know it was 15 years ago?
Actually, I just remembered it was 1997. Bill Clinton just became president again. When I started heading west, hitchhiked and stopped in a couple of spots, moved around for a bunch of months.
Oh, well, this town's been a time bomb for as long as I can remember. Not even surprised this has happened. Remember the looting in 52? 1952? That wasn't that long. I never could figure out who really was behind it all. Not like there were cameras around back then. Or the Orlando Jackson killing in 81. Weird stuff up on the rocks. The list goes on. A bunch of loonies running around all over the place if you ask me.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think Port Landsend is that bad. Come on.
How long have you lived here? This town is unique.
It's a blue-collar town. Vacation town. I'm sure every town has its dark spots here and there. Or a secret.
Whatever you say.
Do you ever go to Dangling Rock? Spend any time there?
I like to go sometimes. Alone, mostly at night. When there aren't people around, you can look up at the stars or find what you need right in front of you. It helps to step outside yourself and get clarity sometimes. Your kind has always been wary of it. Why do you think the fort at the point was built? There were no active military threats at the time. It's seen no great battles, never will. See, the natives understood the rock's importance. They respected it. And when you don't respect it, well, the fort has quite a large graveyard.
Okay, so that's dangling rock. Interesting. Kind of looks like a bird. Okay, guys, well, we're going to cut it there for now. Got some new things. We've almost got Caleb completely filled out there with all of his information. Didn't get a lot of, like, really important details just yet. I mean, we did just come in with meeting Ruth. So, you know, I'm sure we've got a whole lot more that we're going to be able to get from her. You know, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the game. Please leave me a like. Likes are very important on YouTube. I know I ask this in a lot of my videos. And I would just really appreciate a like for my video. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this with somebody who might find it interesting. And I'll see you next time. Bye.